This video is brought to you by Roofing Business Partner.
And we are back. Adam has next few questions. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah. So this gentleman owns a roofing company. He said, I started my roofing company over a year ago, and we've been struggling to gain consistent traction in the residential re-roof and repair market. While many other roofing companies in our area are booked weeks in advance, we often find ourselves going weeks at a time without work. We're a small operation, just a team of 3 with no full-time employees. We rely on subcontractors for our re-roofs, which works for us right now since we can't afford the overhead of maintaining payroll. At this point, I feel stuck on what the next move should be. Should we be looking into bringing on sales reps? Should we invest more in marketing or change how we're currently generating leads? I'd really appreciate advice from anyone who's been in a similar position and figured out how to create steady residential work.
All right, I want to talk to this one. No one knows you. No one knows your company. No one knows what you do. Marketing. Like this dude, if you're getting that few leads as a roofer anywhere in North America, you should be spending 4 hours a day promoting. 4 hours on making advertising. Like literally, if you
just got back from a
First 5 clients framework,
10 posts a day.
That's what I did when I started Clarion. Like it wasn't a mistake that we grew so fast. It's like all I did every day, 4 hours every day is calling people, marketing, reaching out. Like you should be on that continuously. Like you're failing yourself and your partners and your employees as a business owner if you're not getting work in. That is your first and foremost job, is to get work in. If you're not doing that, nothing else matters.
Let me ask you on that for the listeners and the people that are listening, because I think this is a really great topic because we're in Minnesota too, on top of that. But when you're saying you're spending 4 hours on a day marketing, are you saying just posting? Are you spending money? Are you in the bathroom on your phone? Like, what are you doing?
Anything. Cold messaging people on Messenger. I mean, that's all you should be doing, promoting in any aspect, right? Like you could get 100 roofs a year from just messaging people on Facebook. You get 100 posts a year just posting.
I mean, you can go to Facebook groups and just literally monitor. Like, first of all, I would say first year, I called it a small child effect. When you're in a big family, when your child learns poem and says, hey, I learned something in school. What do? We'll put a chair, we'll put him on a chair or her and say, go ahead and say it, right? So when you open your business, you tell your friends, family, like, I started a roofing company. So first couple jobs that beginners like. Everybody wants to give you business to support you. First year is the easiest because people spread word around you, but now you have to keep reminding people what you do and how you do it, so people associate your name with the trade that you're in. And people talk, and then next time someone says, anybody knows a roofer? They're like, oh yeah, my buddy just started a company 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's really important. I think a lot of people, you ever have somebody forget that you're in your industry, that what you do, and they go, oh,
I did not know you do that.
Yeah, I forgot. I got this because somebody else was doing more of what you should have been doing than you did. I think that's really important because if your business stops when winter hits, winter separates the bums from the bosses, and I know that there's ups and downs, but you just really got to be on your A game. Winter is a great time for training. It's definitely also great for marketing for getting people used to doing that marketing. Even me, I've been starting to use more of my. I've got it's almost like a podcast set up at my office and shooting more videos. So I mean, you can't go back and redo what you didn't do. So you're at where you're at. You can only change from this point forward. And I'm definitely a big fan of the marketing. You can survive off of social media using it right. Dmitri said the groups. One thing about the groups and posting, I think a lot of people post, buy me.
Trying to help.
Switch that up and do it in education. Educate people, show people some stuff, and don't just be always trying to sell something with a tag because people get bored of that crap. So just be authentic. Be something that you would want to see.
You said earlier, what should they be posting? And the easiest framework that I found to help people was to say you want people, product, process, thought reversal, caught doing it right, and giving pledge. Those are like 6 videos that you can record at any time. People, product, process are all pretty self-explanatory, but the thought reversal one is one that kind of is it's like every weight loss video ever told, right? It's you basically attack a common misconception and then explain your position and then ask the question, knowing what you know now, would you still do it the old way? This is stuff that you can record even if you have a 500 square foot garage. You can do basically every one of those videos except a giving pledge and a caught doing it right. But the other four, you could record all winter long.
I also will say this: the first thing should everyone do when they start a business is wrap your vehicle. You want your neighbors to know what you do. You want people in your neighborhood knows what you do, because if you don't have your vehicle wrapped, your neighbor might need a roofer, but they don't know. They will never talk to you because for them you're just like random white van, whatever you drive.
To your point, exactly, like referrals. Like, how many roofs did you do your first year? 50 as in a company this size? Like, did you get no referrals? Because if so, maybe you just suck, right? Maybe like the people didn't like you. But if they did a good job and they left you good reviews, you should be getting referrals, families, friends. Like, at this point, you have a full year of business. You've done enough jobs. You should have at least 20% of those people giving you referrals, maybe 10%, especially in those areas.
Your best customers and being like, hey, is the roof still served? Slow time of year, would you mind recording a case study video with me, and going back and trying to do something like that, to try and get those Google reviews, get the Google My Business page, started, get some content flowing, try and put yourself in a better position for next year. Which
Adam,
kind of leads into the second question.
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say let's read that one.
Yeah, because this kind of ties into it, because you have other people out there like this gentleman who says, I'm currently trying to get back to being employable, and I want to know if roofing is a route to go. I worked in plant operations at a big cheese company, more Wisconsin people, but got laid off Thanksgiving of last year, but have only gotten a few side gigs since then. Long story short, I acted like a loser and didn't get hired at any jobs requiring my degree, so I want to go start elsewhere. On top of that, I have pending DWI charge or case. Would roofing companies take a chance on me? Which is practically a requirement. So I want to get my life on track. I'm willing to work out in the summer heat as well as the winter cold, although it doesn't get too cold here in Texas where I live currently. I mean, the quick answer is yeah, roofing companies, 2 feet and a heartbeat is what you need to get a job at a roofing company. So
I don't know if the 2 feet's required anymore. I've seen them kind of change that bar, but no, it's the barrier to entry.
Not for inside sales. Inside sales, you can be missing a foot. But I mean, think about it like this guy here, right? If he was willing to, be the one that gets on camera, that would record some videos out there being a sales guy, that would be a great way to like open it. But the answer is an obvious yes for this person. I just don't know. I don't know where to go from there. What do you think, Dmitri?
Everybody's employable. I would say nobody wants to work in the roofing industry if you're willing to work with your hands. I met a person at the conference recently, and the guy told me, I have $150 on my bank account, give me advice and this. And I'm like, listen, make a couple $100 a day is the easiest thing, right? Like, just be somewhat handy, be willing to work. You can go clean gutters, install downs, but there's a lot of stuff you can do with your hands where you don't have to have equipment. If you have any kind of knowledge of it's so easy to get in. It's so easy. Like, you can knock doors, say, hey, I'm a handyman. I have a couple kids at home. I'm trying to, like, your house needs this, and this. I'm willing to do it, right? Like, the easiest thing is to sell your labor. Second easiest thing is to sell labor to other people, like for the company. Like, guess what? Number one thing that roofing companies need right now is actually physical labor. And if you're willing to start there, you can always change the position with the company later. You can become a sales manager, you can sales rep, project manager. You can change within the company, but if you're willing to work with your hands, there's plenty of jobs and opportunities because nobody wants to do it. And especially this year with the ice, all the immigrants, they're afraid to get out of their house. They truly like don't even go anymore. So if that's the problem you have, DWI, that's not a problem at all. That's all. It's almost like a pass.
Right. I think roofing companies see the DWI and they know that you need money and then they'll hire you. Also, to his point, he's saying labor. And if that turns some people off, I would say almost every roofing company is almost always willing to give a person who is selling a shot. You could always go knock doors. I got a guy who came in my office 2 months ago and he was so pumped up about going out and knocking doors in the winter to go after siding. And I was like, I love you. Please, so I think that that's a great thing. A lot of people, they love ambition, they love your story, and when you pass that energy on, people are going to mess with you, man. I think it's a great industry.
I would say this: you have amazing attitude, because I love how he ended the question. Would roofing companies take a chance on me? 100%. I want to get my life on track. I'm willing to work out in the summer heat as well as the winter cold. Also, it doesn't get too cold in Texas. I mean, that's all you can ask. If you're willing to work, man, I'll hire you on the spot. And my advice would be go to Facebook groups. There's a lot of groups for roofers, and just introduce yourself. My name is, I'm this old, I'm willing to work. If anybody willing to teach, you are more than employable, my friend.
Great advice.
Yeah, reach out to me on our Clarion Facebook page. Like if you're one of these people that wants to get into roofing, seriously, because I work with 45, 50 contractors, like in all different states. Like you can get a job in roofing, guaranteed. If you're a stand-up person, you're not lying, you don't have a drug addiction, like it's pretty easy to get you into a job with a company that's legit, and learn a ton of things that can make you a lot of money.
I also love self-awareness, whereas like I acted like a loser. It's just, I mean, you belong to roofing industry, brother. We'll take you.
Yeah, I hire here at Repair King. I hire off of like the person. Like who are you buying? You can train somebody, whatever the industry is. You need to know who this person is, and if they got a great attitude like that, like he said, hey, if you're interested, hey, reach out to me. The same thing. I love developing characters and people and personalities.
Oh, look at it now. It's a promo ads.
Yeah, right?
Sam and Mike now competing for this guy.
Right, dude. I have this thing in my office of Professor X that's off of X-Men, and just to remind me that I kind of think I'm like Professor X sometimes, where somebody comes in and they're mutant, and I got to find their strength and their weakness and where to put them, and that's my specialty.
It's the nerdiest thing you ever said.
Love it. All right, guys. We're gonna take one more break. When we come back, we'll talk about prediction for 2026. We have low CEO prediction for more renovations next year. Don't go anywhere.